Hey guys, Dennis Pacetto here from bestbackpaintips.com, and today I have a silly little story to tell you about a little episode of back pain that I recently had. And first, a little background on me. I have a herniated disc. I've been living with a herniated disc for 8 years, and this recent bout that I had was only the 4th time I've had one in 8 years. So I've had minor ones, but a major one where it set me back for a whole week, those are few and far in between, thank goodness. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. The information I'm going to share with you is applicable whether you have any multitude of lower back pain conditions. You know, you could have spinal stenosis, you could have sciatica, spondylolisthesis, and a herniated disc like I do, or any combination thereof of all of those. So if you have any of those, what I'm about to tell you in a lesson from today's video is going to be applicable to you. So I decided that I'm going to build an island in my kitchen. We're standing here and looking at it. Well, I'm not really a carpenter, but I'd like to pretend like I am one. And I went over to the hardware store to pick up the materials that I needed. And there I was. I got over to the drywall section, and there was a nice young man there from the store to help me, and he helped me load it up. And so we got down in the proper form, grabbed it, and loaded it into the cart. All was good. Until I get over to the parking lot, push my cart all the way back to the top of the parking lot, where there is now nobody, and I realized, oh my God, I have to grab this big sheet of drywall all by myself and put it in the car. Well, so now, I don't know if you know how big drywall was, but it's about 4 feet tall by 8 feet wide, and there were 2 sheets, probably weighing 50 pounds. But the weight wasn't even a problem. It was the way I picked it up. It was so awkward. So to pick it up, I bent down. I'll show you from the front. I bent down like this to grab it from the bottom and grab it from the top. Look at the position of my spine, and then I try to lift it up. And I try to do it more with my back than I did with my legs. And sure enough, I felt a pop. That was my herniated disc. And I knew it was only a matter of minutes before I was standing completely crooked. So I hurried up, finished loading it up, which I don't advise, and sat on the couch and just waited for it. And sure enough, as soon as I stood up, I was as crooked as could be. Take a look at these pictures. This is how I looked for a week after this happened, okay? Here are the things that I did to get myself out of pain, okay? So, first of all, I iced it. First thing you want to do when you have an injury like that is you want to ice it. Secondly, I had to reduce the inflammation. That was partly through the ice, but I also took a natural pain relief supplement to eat away at the inflammation, okay? I also used a pain relief cream. And at about 24 hours after, I started to use a far infrared heating pad, which has a really deep penetrating powers. So I'm not going to go into those too much. There's links at the bottom of this video, so you can check those out on your own. But the moral of the story is kind of, the lesson here is twofold for you. Is one, what silly things are you doing that are keeping you in pain or causing you to get into pain? For me, it was obviously making a really bonehead move, picking up with improper technique. So for you, it could be the way you might be bending down to pick up your kids. You might just be reaching down and picking up and suddenly your back is locked out, okay? It might be you're going to pick up your cat, which I've done. I go to pick up my cat and I stand up and sure enough, my back goes down because I'm not thinking about my back. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to be aware of it, okay? Awareness is key. Again, if you have any of these other conditions, this is applicable to you. And I want you to kind of take note and know that, you know, they're not a death sentence. You know, it's not a sentence to be inactive for the rest of your life. You can do all the things you used to do. I do all the things I used to do when I was 20. I mountain bike, I run, I climb, I do all sorts of sports. And you can do the same thing too. So, yeah, so tomorrow, I want to hear a little bit more from you. I want to know a little bit about your condition. You know, how often you feel pain, where it hurts, and, you know, have you been diagnosed? So by knowing a little bit more about you, I'll be able to kind of give you more personalized tips based on your conditions, okay? So look for an email from me tomorrow, and check out the resources below this video. And again, Dennis Pacetto from Best Back Pain Tips. Talk to you soon.